the glory that today is the 26th of June 2025, that peace has finally returned to the state. We all agreed to work together with the governor, and the governor also agreed to work together with all of us who are members of the same political family. Yes, just like humans, you have a disagreement, and then you also have a time to also settle your disagreement, and that has been finally concluded today, and we have come to report to Mr. President that is what we have agreed. So for me, everything is over, and enjoy all everybody who believe to work with us, to also work together with everybody. That there's no more acrimony, there's nothing to say we are disagreeing. We have all agreed on everything. So thank God. For me, it's a day we have to thank Almighty God.
For me, it's very important that this day has come to be. What we need for the progress of Rivers State is peace. And by the special grace of God this night, with the help of Mr. President and the agreement of the leaders of the states, including our leader, peace has returned in Rivers State. We'll do everything within our power to make sure that we sustain it this time around. Thank you.
Isn't it so funny that our politicians have perfected the act of criminality and thanking God after? They've they now know it's now a second nature to our politicians to cause chaos, steal from the people, go to church, go give thanksgiving as though God authorized all the chaos they caused. The same person in Wike who brought out this catastrophe on River State because of his political pursuit and relevance is the one thanking God that there's peace. That's an aside. Can you see the body language of Fubara? Fubara looked subdued. Technically looked subdued, tired, beaten. It feels like, you know what, this chaos has to pass so I can return back to being the governor. If you look at the body language of the speaker and the House of Representative members, it tells you exactly the same thing as well. That for me, it feels like something is, it feels like something's like cringe worthy or something like that, where they feel like they've, betrayed their state. But again, they need to do that for them to come back in 2027. The only person or the only people who are happy about this agreement have this, as they said, and they need to come out and tell us. Fubara needs to come and tell Nigerians who kicked against the occupation of the sole administrator of the of administering Rivers State. I mean, as you can see, for Wike and Bola Tinubu looks free are the ones who are happy about this. Look at the Speaker of the Assembly. You can see his body language tells that he doesn't want to be there. For anyone who studies body languages, when you look at this whole thing, it tells you exactly what I'm saying. So, but back to what I was trying to say. The only two people who feels or looks as though they're happy are Wike and Bola Tinubu. And I'll tell you why. But again, I just want you to humor me here, okay? And then I will break it down to you why I think it is. But first of all, Fubara needs to tell all of Rivers State and Nigerians and tell the world what agreement he made with Wike and the Rivers Assembly members who are here with them. He needs to make that knowledge known to Nigerians. Wike has said it. Now I'm going to the point I tried to make earlier. Wike has said it that it's going to work for Bola Tinubu in 2027. Wike has said it clearly to the knowledge of every Nigerian that his political relevance is based off of Rivers State. He needs to keep his base. And this entire catastrophe in Rivers State is based off of the fact that Wike wants to be politically relevant and he needs Rivers State to be relevant. Remember, it was the confirmed rigging in Rivers State. I think it was OB Akpo's local government that got Wike this FCT position, that is a minister's position that is actually occupying at the moment. So for him to remain relevant in 2027, he pitched his tent with Bola Tinubu. And if Fubara works against Bola Tinubu in 2027, and maybe say Tinubu still wins, but Wike becomes irrelevant, it gets thrown away into the abyss. But again, if Bola Tinubu loses, the same thing happens to him. Politically, it's burnt a lot of, bridges everywhere it's gone to. It's gone. And then that witch hunt will start. So Wike's calculation, in my own opinion, is that he's looking for where he will get the most viability. And he needs to remain next to power. And he looked at Rivers State. And he needs to do that for Bola Tinubu to exceed the 2027 stands. You can see what I'm saying? I said, humor me here. So, but Fubara needs to go back as governor. He needs to play the game with them. The end point of the game for me is that, is he betting that I'll go back to office, I'll play along, 2027, I will betray you guys. I will work against Bola Tinubu. Don't forget, when the governor of Akwa Ibom State was defecting, Akwa Ibom said that they've captured Akwa Ibom. Now the other states that needs to fall for Bola Tinubu is Rivers State and Bayelsa. Remember that statement when Akwa Ibom made that? So is this Rivers State now falling? When is Fubara going to be defecting? Or if he's not going to be defecting, is he going to be working for Bola Tinubu? Is part of the agreement for the assembly members will be to work for Bola Tinubu in 2027? They need to let us know that agreement that they made, because that unholy agreement they made does not include the Rivers people. That agreement will only benefit Wike and benefit Bola Tinubu, while the others will be an offshoot of the beneficiaries of this stupid and unholy agreement. So they need to let Nigerians know what that agreement is. I believe Fubara owes Nigerians that. For once, the Nigerians stood for him and said it shouldn't have been removed. And for Bola Tinubu to win 2027, and for Wike to say he delivered 2027 to Bola Tinubu for Rivers State, it needs to rig another election in 2027 for him to remain in power. So again, the question is, are they going back to Obiakpo to rig Obiakpo again in 2027? Because Wike must deliver Rivers State to Bola Tinubu. That's going to be part of the agreement. All of these noise that Wike makes is been given that leeway to do that because Bola Tinubu needs something for him. And as long as Bola Tinubu needs something for Wike, he would continue to endure all of Wike's excesses. And that corruption will continue for Rivers State. This is where I want to also say this. I've said this before in my previous video. For Rivers State to be free, in 2027, they must vote out everyone that's associated with Wike. Governor Fubara, House of Assembly members needs to go. The local government chairman, if their tenure ends at that time, of they take a new election and they carry on for a period as well longer, all of them needs to go. But also think about this. Recently, they put new local government, state electoral officers in place. Is that part of the plan? So is that part of the agreement that Fubara will not kick against these local government or electoral officers, these state INEC officials that they've just voted in right now using this sole administrator? Is that part of the plan? So that those ones will be there to write the results. And Fubara will not want to remove them. Would that be part of the plan? Because all those changes that these sole administrators made, they would have made that agreement to say that Fubara cannot kick against them. They will stay for them to win Rivers State. So Fubara needs to come tell Nigerians exactly that agreement that he made with Bola Tinubu. I'm putting it all out there just to stir your minds. I want to open your mind because beyond the surface, there's something more intricate. Remember, we are the strategists here. We're thinking strategically. What is Bola Tinubu's plan in all of this? They put electoral officers, they put them in place by a sole administrator that is not constitutional. If Fubara goes back, if they had not made this agreement 6 months later, he would have kicked against them. It would be another chaos. So they need those to be in place. Would that be part of the agreement? Will it now be remitting back to Wike based on the assertions that were made at the time, saying that Wike wanted a few things and Fubara wouldn't do that? Fubara needs to tell Nigerians what unholy agreement they made together with Wike and Bola Tinubu. Again, Fubara looks subdued. In all the calculations, it would have concluded that they will impeach him still, but he will play game with them now. Is it just looking towards 2027 where that betrayal will come like they did to Jonathan that time when they say, oh, Jonathan, we're pledging allegiance to you, and Jonathan lost. You can see all of the APC people. So you cannot tell me that Wike says they are all one political family. He's destroying PDP, but he wants to have a hold over PDP in Rivers State and also be the one in charge of APC in Rivers State. Can you see that? So put your comment in the comment section. Put your thoughts, ideas, what you think about my analysis, and what you make out of this Unholy agreement that is happening right in front of our faces right now. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But remember to recommend this channel to others. I'll catch you up in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.